Hello everyone and welcome to a Familiars video. I'm going to go through my current list that I've been working on and a little bit of a league so that everybody can see how it runs. Here we have a Familiars list without any Ephemerates or Archaeomancers. I'm running this because I think if we rely just on the Mystic Sanctuary, we can be able to combo just as effectively, but we'll have a lot more room in the deck for extra spells. So I've got actually 21 lands. I've got 3 Ash Barrens, 3 Evolving Wilds. That's just a split in case I need to drop an Ash Baron sometime, but Evolving Wilds is generally better on turn 1. I got 2 Azorius Chanceries. I got 2 Plains. That gives me 10 ways to get white mana. I got 7 islands and 3 Mystic Sanctuaries, and 1 more Traymire. I've got 4 Godfarrow's Faithful. This is specifically because Faithful just totally hoses any aggro decks. We can drop it early and then gain life out of range. We don't even have to use our anti-aggro, and as an 0/4 it blocks very well. I have 6 cantrips, 2 Ponders, and 4 Preordains. Preordain's just the best cantrip in blue, and Ponder is generally pretty good. I like it better than Brainstorm here, just in case we get in a bad situation. I don't want to get Brainstorm locked. We have 4 Familiars, which is the namesake of the deck. It makes our green and blue spells cost 1 less to cast, and allows for our combos. 1 Echoing Truth as a Mise, just to make sure that we can deal with any problematic permanents. 2 Prohibits. I'm using just 2 counter spells here because I want to have the ability to counter when I'm going for the combo, or counter something, some creature or a spell spreader sprite or something. I have 3 Snaps. These are very good tempo play. I have 3 Prismatic Strands. I didn't go with 4 in the main because I'm just trying to hedge with both Prismatic Strands and Prohibit. I can go either way against aggro or against control, but Prismatic Strands are generally the best possible way to deal with aggro decks, other than multicolored aggro decks. I've also decided to go with 2 Compulsive Research and 2 Deep Analysis. I used to have 4 Deep Analysis just because the flashback is such good value, but 2 Compulsive here split because I want to be able to start drawing cards earlier. I have 3 Ghostly Flickers in the deck, which allow us to do all of our crazy combos. 1 Sage-Row Denizen, which is the creature that mills my opponent. 4 Seagate Oracles, a little bit of a blocker and a good early play, and then 4 Mulldrifters. My sideboard right now for this league is 1 Prismatic Strand so that we can go up to 4. I've got 4 Blue Elemental Blasts. This is specifically to beat Burn or beat Atog. I want to just go up to 4 so I didn't have to have any life gain creatures in my sideboard. I have 3 Dispels. Can help us protect the combo on our turn or deal with counterspell magic. And 2 Disdainful Strokes to try to beat Tron's big creatures. 1 Negate. This can help against enchantments or anything that's not an instant. I like to bring it in versus burn. Deep Analysis, in case we're facing a counterspell deck or some sort of deck that's trying to run us out of resources. And then 3 Nature's Chant. This league I was trying to really beat Affinity, so these Nature's Chants are here to try to blow up their lands and everything. We've been seeing a lot of Affinity in the leagues. Let's go. So this is my Pauper League here. Let's bring up the replay. Sometimes these replays can take a bit. Alright, well, so I kept a hand with 4 lands, but I have a Ponder and I have a Godfarrow's Faithful. This is a good hand if I can just drop a Godfather's Faithful early against a control deck or against an aggro deck, so I decided to keep. I play the Evolving Wilds to start, and opponent leads with a mountain, so now I know that this is an amazing hand. They spike me. End step, I decide to draw, get a plains so that I can drop my Faithful early, and then go ahead and bounce land to pick up the plains. This leaves me open to them to removing my Faithful, but it's not that big of a deal if they do that. They drop a Thermo Alchemist, so it's good that I started getting life as soon as possible. Here I'm going to ponder, and then I can potentially, okay, so we're going to keep the Muldrifter Island, and then play Island Go. This lets us potentially play Sunscape Familiar, evoke Muldrifter next turn. They decide to kill my Faithful, and then get in with the Lava Runner. Let's get rid of this previous green. So because they spent a bunch of spells destroying my Faithful, I'm going to drop my Sunscape, hopefully to do Muldrifter evoke next turn. They start, okay, so they kill my Sunscape and decide to get in again. Here I draw Prismatic Strands, so I'm going to play Faithful and then just hold up Prismatic Strands. I think they see it coming. Okay, so they know that the Prismatic Strands is on the board. So I'm just going to block. Now this turn I have Evoke Muldrifter, Flicker Muldrifter, which is good, and then I can discard the Prismatic Strands afterwards. I decide to evoke the Muldrifter, Flicker on the island in case I can use it. Now I have 8 cards in my hand, so I'm going to discard the Prismatic Strands, which lets me just flash it back if I'm going to die. They can't attack. I'll take 1. It's not a big deal to take 1 nowadays because we can just gain out of range. I'm going to get rid of the Thermos. And then I'm going to hold up a Prohibit for the Thermo Alchemist. I can actually, in response to what I decided to do is, in response to the Thermo Alchemist, I'm going to flicker the Muldrifter here to get some extra cards and then prohibit it. That uses all my mana, especially because I have 2 Mystic Sanctuaries to rebuy the flickers. I'm just gaining lots of life at the same time. Okay, draw another Faithful, which is extremely good in this matchup. I'm going to go ahead and attack. And I play another Faithful and the opponent concedes. And I had rebought with the Sanctuary, I rebought the Echoing Truth so I could get rid of the Thermo Alchemist again. Game 2. I side out the Sage-Row Denizen. It's bigger. I side out Sage-Row Denizen, Prohibit, and 2 Deep Analysis for 4 Blue Elemental Blasts. And I believe that is it. So I open a hand with Blue Elemental Blast and a way to get white mana, which is great. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead an island, potentially blast to turn 2. They decide not to play anything. I just go Chain Lightning. I'll blue blast it because now they can't play Thermo. Grab a Plains. They're going to play Curse. I'm going to blue blast it again. I'm just holding them up, but I'm going to go ahead and drop a Seed Oracle. Grab the Sunscape for sure. They play a Thermo, but I have another blue blast. Just start drawing cards. So next turn I can Muldrifter. Just hard cast Muldrifter. Play Plains, and then I can cycle for an island. I don't really need another Plains right now. So I got another Plains because in this instance, I already have enough for Sanctuary to be online. So if I get a second Plains, I can potentially play Sunscape Familiar plus a Faithful or something. It's lucky that I did that here because I redrew a Prismatic Strand, so now I can play Sunscape Familiar and hold up Prismatic Strands. So generally what I like to do is if I have the ability to get, if If I have 3 islands, I'll potentially get a second white source, and if I have 4 islands, I'll definitely get a second white source, because when you have 4 islands, then you can do the infinite mana combo with Ghostly Flicker. So you don't really need more islands at that point, so getting a second white source is kind of important. I decide to evoke the Muldrifter because I'm going to be able to play my Mortuary Mire and rebuy it. At the end of my turn, and opponent decides to concede. Match 2. Okay, so we're on the play. Take a mulligan. I'm going to keep this hand, and then I'm going to bottom the Sage Denizen. Not doing very much for us. Play Evolving Wilds and grab an island. They're on mono heroic, so relatively good matchup for us. Grab an island, and then if we have nothing to play on turn 2, I'm going to go. Oh, bummer. So the replay died. Let's try to play it again. All right, mulligan. Grabbing an island. Yeah, nothing to play on turn 2, so I played the Mystic Sanctuary. They've got a little bit of pressure, but not enough to kill us quickly, so we aren't worried. I'm going to play a Seagate Oracle just for mana efficiency. Grab a Chancery, making sure I make land drops. I'll block here because if they use a spell, at least it gets out of their hand. I'm going to play Familiar Preordain, and then make a land drop and get back the plains. This allows me to double cast Deep Analysis or cast Muldrifter next turn. They're coming in hot. I'm blocking because I have to due to the provoke. Here I play a Muldrifter. I'm just gonna chump block. The Faithful's gonna start drawing me out of range. Play another Faithful, which is lucky. Play another Muldrifter. I'm looking for another island. There we got it. That way my Mystic Sanctuary can get back a spell. Right now I'm holding up a Prohibit, so if they have some sort of crazy thing to kill me, I can probably deal with it. They don't have a lot of high mana cost spells. Grab the Ghostly Flicker for sure. And now it's pretty much over. I'm gonna evoke the Muldrifter and flicker it. Now I'm getting 2 life per flicker, which means I can, for 1 min, I can gain 2 life and draw a card. And now I can just hold up 2 prohibits. Eventually I'll start attacking. I'm definitely gonna prohibit that Ethereal Armor. So they've got a 7 power attacker, but at this point it doesn't matter, I can just not block. I only have to worry about doing things if they start actually presenting lethal. Start attacking. Let's do a cantrip. Draw another flicker. Flicker the Muldrifter. What do we got? Okay, so now I draw into 3 flickers. Snap, snap. So I have snap now with prohibit backup. They have Karametra's Blessing to try to save their creature, but the prohibit gets rid of that, and then they can see because they have no way out of that. So here I'm going to remove the 2 Deep Analysis and Sage Denizen for negate Nature's Chant and Prismatic Strands. This seems like a fine keep. Not great, but fine. I'll lead on up, Preordain into a Prismatic Strands. They don't have a lot of ways to just kill my creatures, so I'm going to run them out. Not worried about them attacking. I've got 2 Prismatic Strands right now. I'm going to hold up Prismatic Strands here. Attack, they attack, I'm going to block. They don't do anything, so I'm just going to wait. Muldrafter draws me some cards, and then I'll play a Seagate Oracle. I can just evoke the Muldrafter because the Mortuary Mire is going to rebuy him. Journey's not great for me, but it is what it is. Seagate Oracle draws me a Flicker. I get back the Muldrafter. Nope, they have a way to deal with my graveyard in Beckon Apparition. I don't know if you guys have seen that, if all of you have seen this. So, but exit target card from my graveyard, create a 1/1 token with flying. So now they're presenting 5 damage a turn, which is quite a block. Rebuy the Preordained. Seagate Oracle into Preordained, but I have to see a snap, so I'm going to hold that. What I would like to do here is Prismatic Strands this turn, and then go for snap with negate backup later. Prismatic Strands on white. On my turn, I'm going to snap. They Blessing, I'm going to negate, and the game is essentially over. Ponder into a Prohibit. Now I can just hold the Prohibit up. We'll prohibit their heroic guy if they play it. Okay, prohibit the heroic guy. They've got a 2/2 attacker. Not too big of a problem. I'm still attacking. I did take out my combo for milling, so I still have to attack to win if I want to do that. Draw into a snap. I'm going to snap in response to this cartouche, and they don't have a response, so they concede. Here we're playing against Hampus, who is on Tron, and a very good player. We'll see how it goes. I keep a hand with lots of mana and a cantrip. I'm thinking I can start cantripping into more card draw, and I have Sanctuary in my hand, so it could be good. I end up seeing Sunscape. I believe I bottom the island. No. Okay, so I'm going to have to discard the Prismatic Strands, which is fine. They ended up mulliganing to 4 this game, I believe. I draw into another familiar, which is great, but I don't have any action. I don't have any card draw. They're trying to dig for lands. Draw into a mine. I have another Sunscape, but I really still don't have anything going on. They mnemonic wall and get back. Compulsive again. Really, so at this point, they're looking for a horror to try to deal with my board. I don't draw any card draw, so I'm just sitting, hoping to hang out. Probably could have played the Faithful there. Okay, we draw Preordain, gets us a Ponder, gets us a Deep Analysis, and now I'm really ready to rock. Deep Analysis. I definitely should have played the Godfarer's Faithful, and then Deep Analysis, but I'm trying to hold up mana. Here I'm going to discard the Chancery. They're still looking for... Okay. Looks like the replay might be breaking. But this game, opponent is just digging and digging and digging, looking for horror. We end up getting to a crazy point where we both have only 20 cards left in the deck, and they tap out to horror back my bounce land, and on my turn, I combo to win the game. Against Tron, I'm going to bring out all my Faithfuls, well, 3 Faithfuls, and then 3 Prismatic Strands. I'm leaving 1 Faithful in just in case they start attacking me, and I'm going to remove 1 Snap. If you believe that the opponent is going to be bringing in Ulamog's Crusher, you need to leave in all of your snaps and probably just bring out the other Faithful. This is a pretty good hand again. I have turn 3 Familiar, and I draw an island, so I have it. Wow, okay, we draw our second Familiar really quickly. I'm going to cycle and then bounce land. I can actually discard the Sage Redemptors in here because don't expect. Oh, I go for a Devolving Wilds. I don't expect the Tron opponent to have a lot of graveyard hate, but I wanted to keep it in my hand so that I don't have to draw. I already have a balance land. It would be balance land +4. It'd be like turn 7 or 8 before I could start comboing if I have to use more Joy Mire to get the Sage Red Denizen back. So I'm just trying to draw a bunch of cards as many cards as possible, grabbing dispels here, trying to hold up counter magic. A Ponder. Now I'm gonna play the Island and then Preordain. Definitely grabbing Muldrifter. I'll grab Prohibit. They're trying to draw some cards, but we'll dispel that. Okay, so here they don't expect me to have it in my hand, and it's good I didn't discard it. But they're going for my Balance Land, which is usually a really, really big tempo play. But because I already have the 2 familiars in play and my Muldrifter, I can actually just Sanctuary back my Ghostly Flicker and then get rid of or win the game. But I make a very big mistake. Nope, I do get it. So I Sanctuary back my Flicker, play the Sage Red Denizen, Folk Muldrifter, start milling, and then that's the game. Round 4, actually against, I'm keeping a pretty safe hand on the play. Looks like white, it could be Bully, it could be Heroic. Pick up my island. So they play Seeker the way. I'm thinking this is probably Bully or Heroic for sure. I grab the Faithful because I need to be gaining as much life as possible. So the Hyena Umbra makes me believe absolutely that it's Heroic. Since I have Prismatic Strands, I can afford to take some damage. I play my Faithful, get in my 1 chip damage, and then play my Seeking Oracle. Oh no, I'm going to hold up Prismatic Strands. Holding up Prismatic Strands here lets us Prismatic Strands on their turn, save some life, and then on my turn, I'm free to play my Familiar, all my other stuff. I can see that they're holding up mana, so I believe that they're aware that I have snaps and Echoing Druids. They don't want to walk into that kind of thing. I draw another Faithful. I'm going to play Familiar plus Seagate Oracle. Unfortunately, draw another Evolving Wilds off the Seagate Oracle. Okay, they're going to keep bashing in for 4, but we're getting a ton of life every turn. Evolving Wilds, grab an island, play Faithful, play Muldrifter, and then their entire attack basically didn't matter. So they're just trying to keep making their guy big and attacking in. But I've got so many Faithfuls on the board that they're barely making any damage. And every turn I'm playing 2 or 3 blue spells. Now I draw them to my second Sunscape Familiar and they don't really want to deal with it anymore. Game 2, I just brought in I'm running a Nature's Chant and the Prismatic Strands, taking out 2 Deep Analysis. I probably should have also brought in Negate over the Sage's Red Denizen. I'm only going to hand that has Sage Red Denizen in it. Oh boy, but I keep a hand that has Faithful, so I'm going to go turn 1 Cantrip. Definitely going to grab that Prismatic Strands. And then turn 2, we're just going to play my Chancery. Pick up my island. Oh, we're gonna get Cantrip. I'll bottom the Ash Barrens, keep the island. They don't have that much pressure still. They have another Heroic guy, which isn't great. So I'm just gonna hold up Prismatic Strands. It's not a lot of value here, but they end up playing an Ethereal Armor, which makes it a decent amount of value because I'm stopping 8 damage. Prismatic Strands on white. Now on my turn I can play Faithful, Seagate Oracle. I decided to do Faithful plus Seagate Oracle here because I want to gain as much life as possible off my spells. I grabbed the additional Ash Barrens. I probably should have grabbed the Plains because I already have my 3 islands. They get in for 9. I'll take it. Have another Faithful, and then a Compulsive. Discard the Ash Barrens. And Preordain. I have Prismatic Strands in the yard, and because I have the Faithful in play, I can just hold out. Opponent's bashing, but they're only going to put me to 1, so I'm not going to Strands. They have no play, so I'm just holding at 1. I know this turn I'm definitely going to have to use my Strands. Compulsive and just discard my other Strands, so now I have 2 activations from the yard for free, and I'll play another Faithful. Coming in, as expected, I'm going to Strands on white, and then block because I'm forced to, otherwise I just would have passed. That actually forces them to use their guy as well. On my turn, I Nature Chant the Journey to get up to 3 Faithfuls. Then I'm going, and because they tapped out, I can just go ahead and Echoing Truth the Akron Skyguard, which makes this guy much smaller, and then I can play a Mole Drifter. Now I'm very much out of range. Drawing Snap is great as well, and they don't have any place, and they concede. Round 5, I end up going 0-0-1, concede the match to Hampoose. He's been grinding, so we gotta give him a hand. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.